Today's verse from the YouVersion Bible app is 2 Corinthians 4, verse 16, which says, "Therefore we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day."
As you get older, that makes more sense.
That's right. Yes, I need some renewing every day.
Our bodies get old.
Wear out.
But, I would say certainly my hope and my faith is growing each day. In that sense.
Well, it has to grow each day because our bodies are wearing out. Well.
So this is the context of Paul justifying something about his own ministry and the way it actually operates. And it's counterintuitive to the way we live in the world, isn't it? We tend to think that we have to necessarily feel good in our bodies or...
in life, in general.
Yeah. Go shopping again today, so I feel good. Get a consumer hit.
Yeah. Or go online and get some social media, likes and Instagram likes and things.
There's a whole lot of things that make us feel good. But Paul is talking about what is it to have that deep inner sense in terms of meaning and purpose that comes from God.
So don't lose heart. That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
don't lose heart.
Yeah, even if, your body or your disposition wants more shopping, more social media, more food, whatever it might be.
More hits on YouTube.
Yeah, there is actually another way to live in the world. And so Paul is living this really interesting journey that says, that Jesus epitomised, that sometimes when we feel like death is at work in us, that's actually when God's life is at work within us.
Which just so doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
It's one of those enigmas, isn't it?
Yep. But every film in some sense or form, shape or form expresses it. That is...
a good one.
A good one, yeah. Where a person goes through trials and terrible things or hard difficulties and they learn and grow through it. A family has a crisis, but through that they become closer together. There's this... a strange way in which this world operates, that difficulties are the things that mould us. We often talk about maybe a diamond, and a diamond needs the pressure and the cutting to look beautiful.
You go through isolation and it's not pretty and it's unhelpful, and there's other things that happen that are good in the middle of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So there is this thing about the way God's designed and created this world, that there's meant to be a little bit of effort involved, stuff to push through, to work through, and God brings through that growth. Just look at our youngest grandson, learning to walk, learning to talk. How many times did he fall over learning to walk?
I don't know. Lots of times.
Yeah, that's right. Did he lose hope?
Well, no, he just got up and kept on going
until he got it. Would be lovely to live with that childish naivety all the time, wouldn't it? And just keep going with everything.
And did his dad and mum get cross with him because he fell over?
No, that's right. So
they just got him up and said, "Come on, try again. Come on."
So growth needs stuff to push through. Growth needs stuff to work on, to push against you, to enable you to grow. And I think that's part of what Paul is talking about here. And particularly for him in the area of ministry, when you're working with people, is that it's often when you feel at the end of yourself and you've died to your own agendas or expectations or hopes, that God actually can work with you much better. So I think that's part of what Paul was talking about there. Therefore, we don't need to lose heart when it might seem difficult, might seem uphill. We might be, as you say, in isolation and working out how to do church again, and it seems like an uphill battle. Don't lose heart, because actually in that, God can bring life and something really profound and really special.
But learning to walk.
Like learning to walk. So I wonder what people listening to it, to us talk and ramble and rave on, might be going through today or this week or this month in their lives, whether it's health, whether it's relationships, whether it's work situations, whatever it might be. Even if it is difficult, what is God doing in the midst of that? What will God be using? God never wastes an opportunity. God's always at work doing stuff. So we don't need to lose heart. Some of it is just relaxing, resting, taking time to listen, being to alert to God and hearing
which is
what He's
also
doing.
counterintuitive because you want to do yourself up and make yourself go, and it doesn't feel right to just stop and sit back and be objective. But that actually is part of the thing, isn't it?
So don't lose heart today, whatever you're going through. Trust that that's been helpful.
So, yeah.